ברוכים הבאים לפודקאסט של שפות-שלי, בית ספר לאנגלית ושפות נוספות. אני אריאל, שמח להיות כאן איתכם שוב. שבוע טוב לכולם. בואו נתחיל עם פודקאסט מאוד מעניין היום. אנחנו נדבר על בעצם הבדלי תרבות בין ארצות הברית, אנגלו אמריקן ובעצם בארץ. יהיה פה המון אוצר מילים חדשים שאנחנו נדבר עליהם בשפה האנגלית. אנחנו נשתמש היום כמעט רק באנגלית. אז יהיה לכם הזדמנות להקשיב על הבדלי תרבות, כמובן אוכל, מנהגים, חגים בין ארצות הברית וישראל, וגם ייתן לכם דרך טובה אם אתם משתפים מתישהו בינם בחול על התרבויות בארץ. כמובן תדעו לעשות את זה באנגלית, ואנחנו נעבור על כל מיני דברים שמאוד מאוד מעניינים שקורים פה בישראל ובארצות הברית. אז בואו נצא לדרך עם הפרק הזה. So, welcome to this podcast. This podcast is going to be called Bridging Cultures. We're going to talk about an in-depth understanding of the world's fascinating societies. I'm your host, Ariel, and today we're embarking on a comprehensive exploration of two rich and multifaceted cultures, Israel and Anglo-America. So whether you're cozying up at home, אם אתם כרגע בבית, נחים, commuting to work, or out for a jog, יצאתם לריצה, let's dive into this detailed cultural journey together. So to begin our journey, את המסע שלנו, let's picture the physical landscapes that have molded these two cultures. בואו נדמיין שנייה איך נראה המדינות בעצמם. When we talk about Anglo-America, we're referring to the United States and Canada. These are vast lands, each stretching from coast to coast, מדינות ענקיות, encompassing a diverse range of geographical landscapes and climates that have directly influenced the cultures and lifestyles of the inhabitants. In the United States, we see a variety of geographical wonders, from the sun-kissed beaches of California, the arid Grand Canyon in Arizona, the lush forests of Oregon, the vast plains in the Midwest, to the concrete jungles of New York. This diversity has led to a range of cultural norms and traditions. For instance, the barbecue culture is strong in the southern states, where the weather is warmer. כמובן כשהמזג האוויר הוא טוב, הכי כיף, עושים המון barbecue על האש. Meanwhile, Canada, the second largest country in the world, is home to awe-inspiring landscapes too. From the rugged Rocky Mountains, the enchanting forests of Quebec, the sprawling wheat fields of the Prairie provinces, to the icy tundra of the north. This contrast in landscapes have birthed a culture that deeply respects and thrives the great outdoors, and also is evident in the popularity of activities like camping, fishing, and hockey. Let's now move over 5,000 miles east to Israel. בעצם באיסט אל המזרח, מעל 5,000 מייל. So Israel, though small in size, Israel is a country of diverse landscapes. In the south, you have the Negev Desert, a rugged, arid expanse that covers over half of the country. The coastal plain, where cities like Tel Aviv and Haifa are located, is marked by beautiful sandy beaches along the Mediterranean Sea. The central part of the country is dominated by urban landscapes and the rolling Judean hills. In the far north, יש לנו כמובן בצפון, the beautiful Golan Heights and the Galilee region offer green, hilly landscapes, while the Sea of Galilee and the Jordan River add an aquatic charm to the region. The variance in Israel's geography has had a profound impact on its culture. The desert has shaped the culture of the Bedouins, who have adapted to the harsh conditions with a nomadic lifestyle. אם אתם לא מבינים כמה אוצר מילים, יש פה אוצר מילים מתקדם בפודקאסט הזה, כמובן תרשמו לנו וואטסאפ, מייל, ואנחנו ניצור אתכם קשר, כמובן נשמח להסביר לכם גם על אוצר מילים, או לשאול לכם את הטרנסקריפט של הפודקאסט. The fertile regions in the north are home to a robust agricultural industry, producing olives, wine, and citrus fruits. This agricultural abundance is reflected in the country's cuisine and traditions. Now let's delve into the realm of holidays, a vital part of any culture. Holidays are the celebrations that give rhythm to the year, bring families together, and create lasting memories. בחגים תמיד יש לנו את הזיכרונות הכי יפים. They reflect the history, values, and traditions of a culture. Let's begin with the Anglo-American. בוא נתחיל בארצות הברית ובקנדה מה החגים. The holiday landscape here is dotted with a mix of religious, secular, and national holidays. Christmas, obviously, a widely celebrated holiday in December, commemorates the birth of Jesus Christ. It's a festive time marked by exchange of gifts, decorating Christmas trees, singing carols, and feasting on traditional dishes like roast turkey and mince pies. For many, it's a time to cherish the joy of giving and the warmth of family gatherings. וכמובן לשמוע שירים מגניבים כמו שירים של בוני אם בקריסמס, מאוד מאוד מגניב. In addition to religious holidays, Anglo-American culture also celebrates holidays that commemorate significant historical events. Take, for instance, Independence Day, Yom Ha'atzmaut בארצות הברית. In the US, it's celebrated on July the 4th. It marks the day the United States declared its independence from Great Britain. Atzmaut shela United Kingdom, UK. Across the country, people celebrate with parades, fireworks, barbecues, and patriotic displays of red, white, and blue. Up north in Canada, Canada Day is celebrated on the 1st of July. It commemorates the formation of the Dominion of Canada within the British Empire in 1867. Canadians celebrate this day with fireworks, parades, concerts, barbecues. Much like the neighbors to the south, it's a day of national pride and unity. There's also the Thanksgiving holiday. This is a holiday which is deeply rooted in the history of both countries. Although Thanksgiving is celebrated different times, the second Monday in October and the fourth Thursday in November in the United States, both holidays originated from historical harvest festival and then evolved into a day of giving thanks. כמובן שיש גם הרבה יהודים בארצות הברית שחוגגים את Thanksgiving. זה יוצר יותר משהו תרבותי מאשר חג דתי. Traditionally, families gather to share a festive meal, with turkey taking center stage in the spread, accompanied by an array of side dishes like stuffing, mashed potatoes, cranberry juice, and the quintessential pumpkin pie. It's time for expressing gratitude, enjoying the abundance of the harvest, and spending quality time with your loved ones and your family. Now let's traverse the miles to Israel. בוא נחזור אלינו. Israeli holidays are a rich blend of religious observances, national celebrations, and obviously כמובן commemorative days, ימי זיכרון. Most are rooted in Jewish religious traditions and are centered around the lunar calendar. In lunar calendar זה בעצם היומן התאריך העברי. Each holiday is a time for reflection, reverence, and family gatherings. Now let's start with Passover or Pesach, which is usually observed in March or April. This holiday commemorates the liberation of the Israelites from slavery in Egypt, as told in the book of Exodus. Exodus זה הספר של שמות בתנ"ך. Passover traditions include the Seder, a ritual meal that involves retelling the story of the Exodus, eating matzah, unleavened bread, lechem shelo tafach, we call it unleavened bread, and partaking in symbolic foods such as bitter herbs. Another significant holiday is Yom Kippur, also known as the Day of Atonement, Yom HaKippurim, Yom HaKapparot. It is considered the holiest day in the Jewish calendar. People usually fast for 25 hours, fasting Atzor, and engage in prayer and reflection. It's a time for seeking forgiveness and obviously making amends. זה הזמן לסלוח. There's also Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, which is a time of renewal and introspection. It's celebrated with the sounding of the shofar, a ram's horn, eating symbolic foods such as apples dipped in honey for a sweet new year, and sending wishes to loved ones. Beyond religious holidays, Israel also celebrates national holidays like Independence Day or Yom Ha'atzmaut. This day commemorates the declaration of the establishment of the State of Israel in 1948. It's a festive day with celebration including fireworks, barbecues, מה שאנחנו מכירים כמנגלים, and public concerts. Parades known as March of the Living are held, and people decorate their houses and streets with Israeli flags. הסיבה שאני מתאר לכם את גם הדברים האלה, החגים וגם איך שזה בארץ, שתדעו גם איך להגיד את זה באנגלית, שאם תרצו לשתף מישהו בחול, זה גם חשוב, וכמובן לחוש כמה שיותר אוצר מילים תוך כדי. In contrast to the joyous Independence Day והשמחה שאנחנו חווים ביום העצמאות, the days preceding it hold somber national remembrances. יום הזיכרון, Israel's Memorial Day, is a time to remember fallen soldiers and victims of terrorism. It is followed by Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Remembrance Day, which commemorates the 6 million Jews who perished during the Holocaust. On these days, a siren sounds throughout the country, and for a few moments, daily life stops as people pay their respects. The fusion of history, religion, and national pride in the celebration of holidays in both Anglo America and Israel illustrates the cultural differences of these special days. They serve as a conduit for passing traditions from one generation to the next, fostering a sense of identity and belonging. Now, let's shift our focus now to a tantalizing aspect of culture, cuisine. The food we eat is not just about nutrition, it's a flavorful reflection of our history, environment, and cultural influences. So let's start with what's going on in Anglo-America. Anglo-American cuisine is as diverse as the countries themselves, influenced by a mosaic of cultures from around the globe. In the United States, the melting pot nation, you'll find a myriad of culinary traditions. Think about the iconic American hamburger, a food item so simple yet so deeply embedded in American culture. I mean, who doesn't like a burger? Originally a German immigrant dish, it evolved in America into a fast food staple and a symbol of American culinary ingenuity. From backyard barbecues to trendy restaurants, the burger is a fixture of American dining. Pizza, though originally Italian, has also become deeply Americanized. Besides the burger, I mean, pizza is pretty popular, but it's already become Americanized, not just originating in Italy. It has become so deeply Americanized that styles like Chicago deep dish and New York thin crust have gained worldwide recognition. Then there's the soul food of the southern states, which traces its roots to African, Native American, and European influences, offering dishes like fried chicken, collard greens, and cornbread. In Canada, the multicultural fabric of the society has also shaped the cuisine. Poutine is a comforting dish of fries topped with cheese curds and smothered in gravy. Is a Canadian specialty with roots in Quebec. אנחנו שומעים את המילה פוטין עם P-O-U-T-I-N-E, ואומרים את זה ממש כמו שזה נשמע, כמו השם של פוטין, הנשיא של רוסיה. ככה קוראים לזה, זה סוג של מנה עם צ'יפס, תפוחי אדמה, גבינה מלמעלה ורוטב. יש לנו עוד מנה מאוד מעניינת שקוראים לה טורטייר, אני מקווה שאני אומר את זה נכון. A meat pie is a French-Canadian classic, often enjoyed during the winter holidays. Then there's the iconic butter tart, a sweet pastry that has sparked a runny versus firm filling debate amongst Canadians. אם אוהבים את זה יותר נוזלי או יותר קשיח, runny versus firm, או יותר סמיך. Canada's coastal regions offer a bounty of seafood like the Atlantic lobster from the east coast and the Pacific salmon from the west coast, not to mention the indigenous culinary traditions that include game meats, berries, and forage foods. In the culinary mosaic of Anglo-America, each dish tells a story of immigration, adaptation, and innovation, a testament to the region's rich cultural diversity. And let's take our taste buds on a journey back to our place right here, Israel. Israeli cuisine is a melting pot of flavors. The mashirbuv, מכל מיני מקומות, כמו East Europe, North Africa, the Mediterranean, and the Middle East, reflecting the country's diverse demographic makeup. Take, for example, חומוס, אני מת על חומוס. This simple dish of mashed chickpeas, tahina, olive oil, lemon juice, and garlic served with pita bread is a staple in Israeli households. It's also shared dish among many Middle Eastern cultures, but each has its unique preparation method. And in Israel, it's often enjoyed as a meal by itself. אפשר לאכול את זה כארוחה כמובן. ובואו לא נשכח. Then there's the falafel. Deep fried balls of ground chickpeas or fava beans tucked into a pita pocket with fresh salads, pickled vegetables, and drizzled with tahini sauce. It's widely considered Israel's national snack. And kamuvan, there is the shakshuka, a dish of eggs poached in sauce of tomatoes, chili peppers, onions, and spiced with cumin. Originally from North Africa, has found a cozy home in Israeli kitchens, often served in a cast iron pan with bread to mop up the sauce. It's a popular choice for breakfast, but it's equally enjoyable at any time of day, if you ask me. From the rich, slow-cooked stews of Sephardic Jewish cuisine to the stuffed vegetables, pickles, and pastries of Middle Eastern tradition, Israeli food is an assortment of flavors that tells a story, or tells the history. More, it's better to say the history was more than a story of its people, migration, and their interaction with other cultures. But it's not just about the traditional dishes. Israel has also a very upcoming and burgeoning food scene with innovative chefs putting modern twists on the classics. Vegan cuisine is hugely popular with Tel Aviv, often dubbed the vegan capital of the world. The city boasts over 400 vegan-friendly places, a testament to the country's adaptability and commitment to food innovation. יש לנו כאן בתל אביב מעל 400 מקומות שמתאימים לטבעונים, שזה פשוט מדהים. אוקיי? זה קראו לו כבר הקפיטל, עיר הבירה של הטבעונים בעולם. In essence, whether it's a humble poutine or an elegantly plated hummus, a New York slice or a stuffed pita pocket, the cuisines of these two cultures reflect the histories, the diversity, and the shared love for good food. Now that we've explored the landscapes, the holidays, and the cuisines, let's delve deeper into the social norms and the unwritten rules that guide our interactions and behaviors, to give us a sense of what is considered appropriate and acceptable in a society. While some norms may be universal, many are unique to each culture. יש כמה הפרשי תרבות שהם ממש אינדיבידואליים לישראלים ואינדיבידואליים לאנגלו-אמריקן cultures. בוא נתחיל with Anglo-America. There's a cultural emphasis on individualism. The American dream, the belief that anyone can achieve their personal goals through hard work, is deeply ingrained in American society. People are encouraged to express their opinions, assert their rights, and prioritize their personal needs. This individualism is reflected in the direct communication style of Anglo-Americans. They tend to value clarity and straightforwardness in conversations, whether it's in a business meeting or a casual chat. Punctuality is another significant aspect of Anglo-American social norms. Being on time is often considered a sign of respect and professionalism. If you're invited to a dinner at 7 p.m., it's expected you arrive at 7 p.m. or shortly thereafter. המסע שלכם, לא משנה אם זה מקצועי או פרטי או לכיף, אתם מוזמנים לאנשהו, תגיעו בדיוק בזמן בארצות הברית. There's also a strong culture of philanthropy in Anglo-America, with many people donating their time and money to charitable causes. Volunteering is often seen as a civic duty and an opportunity to give back to the community. In Canada, while many social norms overlap with the United States, there are distinctive Canadian social norms. Canadians are known for their politeness, often saying sorry as a reflex. They also value modesty, peacekeeping, and a love for the outdoors. Now let's navigate our way through Israeli social norms. Israel, being a diverse society with people from various cultural backgrounds, presents a unique blend of social customs and behaviors. A core element of Israeli social society is the concept of Dugri speech, לדבר דוגרי, a form of direct, blunt communication Israelis value frankness and see it as a sign of authenticity and respect. It's not uncommon for Israelis to engage in heated discussions, which may seem confrontational to outsiders, but is generally not seen as personal. Israeli society places a strong emphasis on family and community. Many Israelis live close to the extended family and gather frequently for meals, holidays, and other occasions. This sense of community extends beyond the family, as seen in the practice of Arvut, the principle of mutual guarantee, where members of society are responsible for one another. Israelis also have a deep-seated entrepreneurial spirit, often termed as a startup nation. It's common for Israelis to take risks, innovate, and challenge the status quo, which is reflected in the country's thriving tech scene. Another distinctive aspect of Israeli social norm is the notion of chutzpah. While the term has a negative connotation in Yiddish, denoting audacity in a disrespectful manner, in Israel it's often seen positively. It's associated with boldness, assertiveness, and the willingness to push boundaries, seen as a driving force behind the country's innovative spirit. In terms of punctuality, Israelis tend to have a more relaxed view compared to Anglo-Americans, while punctuality is appreciated, especially in a professional setting. In social situations, it's not uncommon for events to start a bit later than scheduled. בדרך כלל האירועים מתחילים טיפה באיחור, זה גם בסדר, פשוט יפרשי תרבות. Israelis also have a deep commitment to remembering and learning from their history. This is evident in the nation's observance of Memorial Days and the emphasis on the Holocaust education. It's a society that looks back to learn, remember, and build a stronger future. זה מה שבעצם מאפיין את החברה שלנו כאן, זה ללמוד, remember, ולבנות עתיד חזק יותר. In conclusion, understanding the social norms is key to appreciating the ethos of these cultures. The norms provide insights into the behaviors, attitudes, and values cherished by these societies, which is vital for meaningful intercultural interactions. And with that, we basically come to the end of our journey exploring Anglo-American and Israeli cultures. We've looked at landscapes, holidays, cuisines, and social norms. זה תמיד חשוב גם לזכור that culture, תרבות, is not static, זה לא עומד במקום, it's ever evolving, shaped by history and influenced by interactions with other cultures. זה כמובן ימשיך להתפתח בשתי הכיוונים. כמובן שהיום העולם נהיה יותר שוק הגלובלי, נקרא לזה global village, so everything is now beginning to overlap slowly. Whether you're an English learner in Israel or an Israeli learning English, understanding each other's cultures deepens the language learning experience. It helps build bridges, foster mutual respect, and obviously create a more connected world. So the next time you're conversing in English or Hebrew, remember the cultural nuances that accompany the language. Let your cultural knowledge guide your language learning journey. אני כמובן מקווה שמהפודקאסט הזה הצלחתם לקחת כמה שיותר אוצר מילים, להקשיב לעומק לשיחה, אפילו תזינו לזה כמה פעמים, יש פה אוצר מילים ממש מתקדם, ולכן, וגם מעניין להבין קצת הפרשי תרבות, בין אם זה חגים, בין אם זה מה שמקובל בעצם in society, in culture, ולקחת מזה, וכמובן גם דיברנו על קוויזין, אבל נגענו לזה טיפה, כי יש פה הרבה מאוד להעמיק, וכמובן יהיה לנו עוד כמה פרקי המשך. כמובן אם יש לכם גם רעיונות שתרצו שאנחנו נדבר עליהם, כל מיני פרקים שהם גם קשורים לדקדוק או לצד הטכני של השפה, או אם אתם אפילו מתחילים ואתם רוצים לשמוע כמה דברים מעניינים על בניית בסיס, אז כמובן תרשמו לנו לאימייל info@שפות-שלי.co.il או למספר בוואטסאפ 053-550-1976. כמובן אנחנו תמיד נשמח לשמוע מכל המאזינים שלנו. So thank you for joining me on this cultural exploration. Stay curious, keep learning, and remember, every language is a new world to explore. Until next time, shalom and goodbye.